So we're at a position as a board where we've got to make a decision around what we go, and the decision is in part driven out of our deep love and appreciation for foster children, and as a board, our commitment to do everything we can to support them. Now, many decades ago, the deep love and appreciation for foster kids is what created the San Pasqual Academy. At that time, there were not locations for many of these kids to go. There was a federal and state model that allowed these types of facilities to exist, and it has been successful over many, many, many years. But the love and commitment that we have to foster kids requires us to address what is best today in light of the situation that we're in today. And as a board, we face a choice before us. Are we going to reimagine and restructure San Pasqual Academy to serve the needs of San Diego youth, or are we going to allow it to close? Those are the two options in front of us. Federal law changed across the board. Federal law is not going to unchange as it relates to this, because that change was driven by decades of research around what is best for foster youth. Not out of a love for a building, or not out of a love for something that started decades ago, but out of a love and appreciation for what is best for foster youth. That's why federal law changed. This is not a funding issue. State law changed. Unanimously, I might add, in the Senate, including support by then Senator Anderson, the California State Senate unanimously changed congregate care in California. The Assembly unanimously changed the approach to congregate care in the state of California, and the governor at the time signed that out of an appreciation for doing what is best for foster youth. And now as a board, we have to confront a very difficult situation that forces us to acknowledge the reality of the situation that we're in. And we can continue to say, well, we'll just vote to call on someone to do this and call on someone to do that, but that's not going to happen. State law is not going to change. Federal law is not going to change. Decades of best practices and approach to foster care are not going to change. And the opportunity we're missing, that we have been missing now for the last 5 months, is to truly commit ourselves to reimagine and restructure San Pasqual so that it can stay open, because there are opportunities in front of us for how both youth and foster kids can be served there. There are opportunities for pregnant teens to be there. There are opportunities for sexually exploited youth to be there. There are opportunities for foster and other youth who has serious mental health issues and need a level of care who can be there. But we have to accept the reality that we have to restructure and reimagine what we're doing. And the longer we drag this out, and the longer we make arguments that are not rooted in data and research in what is consistent with state law and what is consistent with federal law, the longer we avoid doing what is best for kids. And so I know and appreciate how committed folks are to the present model at San Pasqual, and I know and appreciate how much good it's done over the years, but the circumstances around this have changed. And so our choice is to acknowledge that change and embrace that change, to come together as a board and come together as a community to best serve our youth, or to just keep dragging this thing out until the license is gone. And when the license is gone, it's closed. And then we will have missed the opportunity to truly do what is right. And the easiest thing in the world would be for me as a board member to say, oh yeah, we're just gonna pass a resolution and call on the state to do something that we all know they're not gonna do. Everyone that has invested time in this issue knows it's not gonna change. And so all we're doing is not being honest with everyone who is there. We are not serving the youth that are there best by having a thoughtful and constructive transition plan, by addressing their individual needs. We're not serving the alumni at San Pasqual best by addressing what San Pasqual means to them. We can continue operations and programs to support the alumni. We can continue to do that on that site. We're not seriously investing ourselves in all of the options and alternatives, because the longer that we distract from something that somehow we're gonna get the entire country of America, the entire United States Congress, United States Senate, President of the United States, State Assembly, State Senate, and Governor to immediately say, yes, we changed the entire approach to foster care except for you, San Diego. The longer we continue to hold out the notion that somehow that's gonna happen, we won't invest in these other options. And it is our love and appreciation and commitment to foster care that compels us as a board to say it is time to reimagine and restructure San Pasqual to continue to be a place to serve foster youth and youth in San Diego County but under the legal structure of state and federal law. And this is an opportunity that I think it is time for us to revert and focus on what is best. And so I'm going to make a substitute motion to direct the Chief Administrative Officer to diligently work with stakeholders, including the incredible group of foster youth who have come together and organized as a community for suggestions, to reimagine and restructure how we serve foster youth and youth at San Pasqual Academy consistent with state and federal law. And to include in that we look at issues around transitional housing, issues around how to serve the alumni who have graduated from San Pasqual, issues around investments in the entire system of care, and return to this board with what those options are, what those funding decisions would be, and how we as a board can come together again to reimagine and restructure San Pasqual Academy as a place for foster youth and youth in San Diego County, consistent with state and federal law. That would be my motion. Is there a second?
I'll
Second by Vice Chair Vargas. We'll go to Vice Chair Vargas.